Oh, hello. I'm Sterling, and you're learning American English with me. And this video is about the glottal stop and some other regional things about pronunciation. The glottal stop replaces the D and the T sounds spoken in English. Instead of pronouncing these D and T sounds with your tongue, as you should properly, you just stop your voice suddenly. And some speakers in some English speaking regions speak this way, and you're going to hear it. So I'm going to pronounce a sentence spoken using glottal stops and somewhat with a British sound in the vowels and with some other differences too. Here we go. Not a lot of people get it. There's quite a lot of difference between proper pronunciation of the consonants D and T and the way a lot of dialectical speakers pronounce them. So I did several things there. My accent doesn't represent any particular British region because I'm an American speaker, but I used the glottal stops to replace T and D, and I left off some TH sounds, like in the word them, and I left off an ending F sound on the word of. And I pronounced the consonant R kind of as you might expect a British speaker to pronounce R. And I spoke with some British vowel pronunciation. Now, here's what you might expect it would sound like spoken in the Queen's English. Again, I'm an American, so this is not going to be perfect Queen's English. But the D and the T sounds and the TH sounds are carefully and deliberately pronounced in the Queen's English. And there's less of that diphthong sound in the vowels. And it would sound something more like this. Not a lot of people get it. There's quite a lot of difference between the proper pronunciation of the consonants D and T and the way dialectical speakers pronounce them. Now, for comparison, for contrast, here's how I would say the same sentence in my own United States dialect. Not a lot of people get it. There's quite a lot of difference between the proper pronunciation of the consonants D and T and the way dialectical speakers pronounce them. Listen to that again and notice how I pronounce my D and my T. And notice that I sort of almost dropped the F on the word of, but not quite. And I sort of dropped the TH on the word them. Not a lot of people get it. There's quite a lot of difference between the proper pronunciation of the consonants D and T and the way dialectical speakers pronounce them. The way I speak, to pronounce a T or a D that connects two words, I flip my tongue, almost in the way that you would pronounce the letter R in Spanish, but not exactly that way, like this. Not a lot of people get it. Not a lot of people get it. You see, I'm not pronouncing the T the way the rules tell me to pronounce it. Maybe I pronounce the T correctly at the end of the word it, but I'm flipping the connecting sounds. Not a lot of people get it. But you might recognize what I'm saying if you know the words already and you know what to expect. Not a lot of people get it. Now, there's another strong difference between UK pronunciation and my own pronunciation, and that is in the vowel sounds, because American vowels are very open, very lazy. I say not. I don't say not. I say not. There's a difference. And in some British pronunciation, you might sometimes hear some flipping of the tongue when you're pronouncing the letter R. I say difference. A British speaker might say difference or difference. And in the second case, difference, notice that the proper British R, the one formed by shaping your lips, is much weaker than the R that's formed by shaping your lips in American English. British say difference. I say difference. It's very subtle. So when you train your mind to listen for subtle differences like this, you can also learn to imitate the kind of accent that you want to have in English. If you want to speak sounding like a US speaker, you have to be able to hear all of these little details. And then you can learn to make them a habit. You could do the same thing and learn how to sound British if you want. Notice how I said British. That's that flip of the tongue. British, not British. British. It's not a D. It's not a T. It's a flip of the tongue. Get out of here. What did I do? I glottal stopped the word get. 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 But I flipped the T in out and I removed the F in of. Get out of here. And I used a very Midwest American lip-shaped R on the word here. Get out of here. Or I could flip the T in both places like this. Get out of here. So if you want to learn how to imitate all these things, keep listening and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.